You step aggressively on the gas pedal expecting a massive surge of turbocharged power, but instead your engine completely falls on its face, throwing you forward in your seat while a check engine light illuminates on the dash. If you scan the computer and find a P024D, you are looking at a charge air cooler bypass position sensor, a circuit range or performance issue. To understand why your car suddenly feels like it is pulling a heavy anchor, you have to look at how forced induction works. Your turbocharger compresses outside air and forces it into the engine, but compressing air makes it extremely hot, and hot air robs you of horsepower. Your vehicle uses a charge air cooler, commonly called an intercooler, to act like a giant radiator that cools this pressurized air down so it becomes dense and packed with oxygen. However, there are times when the engine control module actually wants to bypass this intercooler, so it uses a specialized bypass valve to dump or reroute that pressurized air. The computer constantly monitors the exact physical angle of this valve using a dedicated position sensor. When the computer commands the valve to open or close, but the sensor reports that the valve is physically stuck or operating way outside of its normal electrical range, it instantly triggers this code and throws your vehicle into a crippling limp mode to protect the engine from catastrophic damage. Because we are dealing with pressurized air and moving mechanical parts, this is very often a physical failure rather than just a bad wire. Your very first diagnostic step should be locating the bypass valve, which is usually bolted right onto the thick plastic or metal charge pipes leading to your intercooler in the front bumper. With the engine completely shut off, do a thorough visual inspection of the valve mechanism. These valves frequently get choked up with oily carbon buildup or sticky residue from the positive crankcase ventilation system, causing the internal flap to physically jam open or closed. If you have a high-end bidirectional scan tool, you can actually command the valve to sweep open and closed while you watch it. If the valve binds up, you will likely need to unbolt it and give it a deep clean with a safe automotive solvent. If the physical valve moves perfectly smooth but the code persists, grab your digital multimeter and meticulously check the wiring harness for any wires that have rubbed bare against the engine block or connectors with broken locking tabs.